Isn't there a situation where, like, say if you're in your car in traffic, right? And you come and there's a guy with road rage who's like beating down your window, like trying to get into your car, or like trying to open your door, and you have a gun concealed in your car. I don't think you need do you need to have a CWP to carry it in your car?
No. Well, I know it's different per state, but I think the ruling is a CWP, you can have it anywhere.
Right.
If you don't have a CWP, it either needs to be in your glove box,
in the concealed area in the car.
Console, yeah.
Right. So if I'm in traffic and there's this guy who I cut him off or whatever, and he's fucking getting out of his car and he's trying to open my door, beat down my window. And if he hasn't got in yet, from what I've heard is that you're supposed to call 911 first. Be like, look, this guy's trying to get in my car. If he breaks my window, I'm going to shoot him and kill him. Do you know if that's true, or if
I know the castle law protects you at your home,
your house, yeah, but
your home, and it extends to your car and work.
Oh, does
your place of employment?
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
The castle doctrine is for your home, is for your vehicle, and your place of employment. And see, that's the thing is people always have these things of, oh, we need to call 911. Sometimes you don't have fucking time to call 911. I mean, this shit just goes off quick. Like you said, if somebody's up there beating on your window, you're not going to have time to make a phone call. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's just something you're going to have to do. And I've followed so many cases like this since mine. For instance, the kid, what's his name? That assault rifle, the one that he used as assault rifle, the young dude,
the baby.
No, when the riots.
Oh, in the riots. What was his name again? Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, I followed that one, like, real closely because, like, anything big like that in the news, like, my eyes were kind of glued to see how juries were going to look at it and stuff like that. And, I mean, I feel as though he was justified in that. I mean, in using it. Now, there's some other ones that, maybe not. Like, there was one I was looking at where there was, like, surveillance video.
The only thing with that one, I feel like, to an extent, I have to like refresh myself on the whole story again. The only weird thing about that is, like, if I'm that kid's parents, why the fuck am I? How old was he?
He was young, man.
I'm not sending my like 14-year-old or 15-year-old out to the fucking streets during riots with an AR.
I think the basis of it was something along the lines of his family owned a business where all this shit was going out. So he was there at the business to protect it from looters, I believe. Now, don't quote me on that, but I think that was the reason why he was there. He wasn't just out in the street, for the hell of it.
Right, yeah. He was actually getting chased down at that point, I think.
Yeah. And like I said, it's been a minute since I've kind of refreshed the facts on there. But, again, like that's where it can go from murder to self-defense really quick. Because I watched a video where this guy was at a Walmart and, like, he assaulted this guy. And he hit him first. Well, then that guy knocked him down, knocked him on his ass. So when he hit the ground, he pulled out a gun and shot the guy. So that's not self-defense because, like I said earlier, he
knocked him down, right?
Yeah, just because he knocked him down. And the guy didn't even look like he was going to continue to jump on him. I mean, it was just did it.
Did you see, I'm sure you did, during the whole riots from George Floyd, at one point there was a famous photo of this guy and his wife standing in their driveway as these people were marching down. The lady, she had the pistol like this, and the guy was holding the AR with his finger on the trigger.
Yeah. That's another thing, man. I mean, like the gun laws and everything.
You're not allowed to brandish them like that.
Yeah, I think there is rules. And a lot of that does go from state to state, too.
From what I understand is you're only allowed to pull your gun out when you're about to use it. Like, if you pull your gun out, you have to use it. You can't just use it as, like, a scare tactic or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos online where people, like, and I think they do it more for attention, but, like, they'll be walking around with a damn, AK on their lap or whatever, or around their strap or whatever, and the cops would be like, what are you doing? But they technically have the right to have it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the guy have you seen the guy's YouTube channel?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going fishing, and he's got a fucking machine gun around strapped
and
to
I'm
him.
just like, really? I mean, you don't really need it, like that. But again, gun laws too, they're trying to outlaw the AK-47s and
Austin,
stuff like that.
pull up the video. It's on YouTube. There's a guy, I forget what he's called. He's called the Florida fisherman who he goes fishing with guns, and he walks like down a public sidewalk, like past a police station with
on purpose,
with an AK strapped to him or an AR-15 strapped to him on purpose, just to see, because the cops is so crazy watching it, because the cops are just like, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
All of a sudden there's like 13 cops surrounding him. And he's like, what am I doing?
At the end of the day, he hasn't done nothing wrong. Right. Yeah. And he knows that. He knows that law.
He's just trolling.
Yeah, he's trolling. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trolling.
Yes, the armed fisherman. Pull up a video of him real quick. We can see that. This one right there. That one right there. I think this is in Tampa. Yeah, full screen it. I can see why all these cops are coming out. This is good. They're not going to show. We're not going to find the one I was looking for.
I can see the concern.
It's definitely concerning.
Like
if you and your kid, if you're like taking your kid for a walk in the park, and there's a guy walking down the street with an AK-47. I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's crazy that there's laws that protect you from walking from the pier to a fishing pond 3 blocks away in the middle of a city with an AK strapped to you. I mean, it's wild, the gun laws.
Yeah. And I actually, once I got arrested, they took my CWP back, or I got a letter saying they revoked it. Well, since everything's been expunged, I got it back reinstated. So they were able to give it back to me. And I had to go back to my lawyer's office and get all my guns back, because I had to give them all the other guns that I had. That was part of the release, my conditions of the bond. So like when everything got dropped, I had to go up there and pick up it was like 8 guns out of his office. And he's like, I hope nobody's not looking here going out the front door. And I had to go up there. We were like bringing them out one by one, putting them in the car. But I was so nervous touching them like for the first time, just because I hadn't touched one in so long. It was just like, oh shit. And of course, it's kind of a little bit of PTSD there too. Like the first time you put your hands on one, because the last time you did, something major happened. And
yeah, the open carry laws, I think, are pretty good here in Florida. I think you have to have a CWP. I think that's the smart way to do it. I don't know what these laws are in South Carolina, but I know in Texas anybody can just carry open. You don't have to have any training or whatever. But my thought on it has always just been like, look, if you got to take a test to drive a car, you should have to take a test to be able to fucking carry a gun on your waist.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
You should at least put that much effort into understanding how to work the fucking thing and how to use it and understand the laws before that, you're just carrying that thing with you.
Well, like mentally, like I said, when it happened, I reverted back to that class, because they teach you, not only do you have to, like a little shape of a body or whatever, you got to hit so many rounds in there to pass, or at least the one I did. You had to do that. Then you do like a written test, and it tells you all kinds of different scenarios of what is legal, what is considered self-defense, then what is past the point of self-defense. So all that's things that I think responsible gun owners should want to know. I don't want just any old dude with a gun that's never fired it or never know how to work it and being able to carry it, because that is when things that can come dangerous. And they said even in that thing, what you alluded to earlier,
like that guy standing in front of his house during the riots with the finger on the trigger of his AR.
Yeah, you sneeze and you're probably going to blow your wife away, I mean, but like you said earlier, if you pull it, they tell you do not pull your gun under any circumstances unless you're going to use it, because if you pull it out and then second guess or wait, that's when you could get it taken from you, or any other things can happen. So they say if you're going to go to that point to where you pull it out of wherever you got it at, you better be ready to use it, because at that point, that obviously whoever you pulling it on is going to see it, and they're going to try to take it from you and use it on you.
Right.
So that's what they instill in you in those classes. So I definitely think it's logical, and probably anybody that carries one should probably go take that class.